in psychoanalysis, anxiety is a signal to the ego that there is a danger. Either it is internal or external.
Welcome to Punjab Center for Applied Psychoanalysis. Our host Dr. Zimiangadsingh.
Anxiety is not just a problem to remove. In psychoanalysis, anxiety is a signal, a warning that something inside you is in conflict. According to Sigmund Freud, anxiety is not random. It has types and meanings. So if you ask me this question that why the anxiety occurs, I want to link it to the previous lectures, either in second or third lecture, that it creates unacceptable desire. Superego creates guilt or pressure, and reality creates the threat. So ego experiences the anxiety. As I always say, as ego serves between the id and the superego, so it's always the mediator and is always under pressure. So that is how, if a person lives much onto the ego level, that person is going to experience anxiety. So mostly in general sense they say, if a person is more egoistic, the person will always experience more anxiety. So anxiety, if you ask from me, it is a fear of the real world danger. For example, fear before an exam or fear of losing a job. So in general terms, anxiety is normal and often useful to the daily functioning. Second is the neurotic anxiety, that is the fear that id impulses will get out of control. So neurotic anxiety is the fear that id's impulses will get out of control, that is our primitive parts, our animal parts will get out of control. For example, a person feels anxious about losing control of the anger or acting on the forbidden desires. I want to discuss a case here. A client used to come that fears being most aggressive in the social situations, despite never acting violently. But fear is not a reality. It is an internal conflict. My insight on neurotic anxiety is that it's about losing control of oneself. That is how the neurotic anxiety plays in us. The third type of anxiety is the moral anxiety. That is fear of violating the moral standards. It is coming from, you tell me, it's coming from superego. So our moral standards, a moral authority in us that tells us about all this. So fear of violating those moral standards will always be coming from superego. For example, feeling intense guilt of some small mistakes or even thoughts. Okay, taking a case of this moral anxiety is that a student feels extreme guilt for not studying enough even after working hard. So that means it is strong superego creates a constant pressure on us. My insight on the moral anxiety is that it comes from within and the judgment of the self. Okay, so that it does not get mixed up, let me tell you in a sort of a summary that the three types of anxiety are realistic, neurotic and moral. So realistic anxiety that is there, it is always of the external world. Neurotic is always of the id's impulses getting out of control. Moral anxiety is always of the superego pressures. So understanding the source is equal to understanding the treatment. So as therapist, you should always see, if you understand the source of anxiety, then you can understand the treatment that you are going to do on your patients or clients. Okay, coming on to the role of the ego. So ego is like a manager under pressure. It receives the anxiety signals and responds by activating those defense mechanisms. So link it clearly that the anxiety leads to defense mechanisms in action and restoring of the balance inside an individual. This is the loop that you should always see. I will repeat it. Anxiety leads to defense mechanisms that activates, that leads to restoring of the balance inside the individual. If I talk about my clinical insight in this, is that in therapy we don't just reduce the anxiety, we ask what is the anxiety trying to tell us, because anxiety points to the conflict and conflict repeats or reveals the deeper issues. So one question that you have to ask is that what is this anxiety trying to tell us? because anxiety points to the conflict and conflict reveals the deeper issues. So, as most of our perceptions would be, but anxiety is not your enemy. It is your mind's way of telling you that something important is unresolved and you need to resolve it. When does this anxiety become problematic? When it is constant, disproportionate and not understood. So, it will lead to disorders like general anxiety disorder, phobias, there are many sorts of phobias that are there, or obsessive thinking or obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD. So, if you have to remember one thing from this video is that anxiety is not just fear, it is a signal of inner conflict that needs understanding, not suppression. In the next lecture, we are going to move into the psychosexual stages, how the childhood shapes the adult personality. I am your host, Dr. Zimiangadsingh. See you in the next video. Bye.